Surprise, I'm early. I don't want to wait anymore. I just wanted to dig in. So as you hop on, say hey. I know I'm super early. I am going to be talking to you about sponsoring. That seemed to be, everybody wanted sponsoring. Hey, as you're hopping on, say hello so I know who is here with me. Hey, Dawn. So I went live early. I could not wait. I couldn't wait. I'm just excited. As you're hopping on, say hey so I know I'm not alone. I know I'm a couple minutes early, but there's a lot of things that I wanted to talk about, and let me actually get my notes out. With sponsoring, hey. Sponsoring is a passion of mine. You guys know. It is hey Paris, so glad you guys are on. And if you guys are ending up catching the replay, hashtag replay, so I know that you guys took the time out of your day to listen to me, and I'm gonna promise I'm not gonna try to keep this long. Hey Des, oh yay, everybody's hopping on. Okay, so we're gonna talk about sponsoring because that was pretty unanimous on my question earlier. Hey Lisa, it was pretty unanimous that you guys wanted for me to talk about sponsoring, and sponsoring is a passion of mine. I love to sponsor. I sponsor at least 2 to 3 people a month, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I do that. And I'm going to, before the end of this video, you guys are going to be confident in yourself. You guys, after this video, you're going to be confident in yourself to know that you can do it too, because we've all been there. Hey, we've all been there. We all used to be super scared, or I know I was, but it comes naturally to me now, okay? But it takes time. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig in, and then those of you who are on our Flash to Full-Time program, I will be talking a little more in detail about sponsoring next week. But I know you girls are hungry. I know you guys are wanting to grow now. So I'm going to go on here. I got called off today. I had some extra time, and I wanted to give you a little bit of my self to pour. I wanted to pour into you guys. Okay, so recruiting is the most requested topic ever. Whenever I'm asking you guys about what you want me to help you with, you guys got PRV, you guys got it, you guys know how to use Canva, you guys know how to do the things, but sponsoring seems to be the one that comes to mind whenever I'm asking. Hey Tammy, hey Crystal. I understand that not everybody wants to grow, okay? When I first joined, I did not want a team, believe it or not. I was just a hobbyist when I joined. I just wanted to buy products from myself. My sponsor, I remember her asking me this, and I share this all the time, but she asked me, what is your goal with Scentsy? And I was just like, I don't know, hit my shooting star, get certified. I mean, that is as far as my dreams went. That's it. So those of you on here right now, they're like, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this Scentsy yet, or I'm not really wanting to have a team. Listen, and please listen to the very end, because my mindset was exactly like that. Now I have a team of a group of over 300 people. 300 people. Y'all, when I joined Scentsy, if you would have been telling me that I would be leading from the front, 300 people, I probably wouldn't have signed. I didn't want that. But things changed. Mindset changes. And I want you guys to really think about that. I want you guys, by the end of this video, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, because your mindset will change. When you go to World Tour, your mindset will change. When you start growing by accident, your mindset's going to change. Okay. I did not want to be that direct salesy person. That is one of the biggest reasons why I did not want to grow. I didn't want to be. I felt like when I was going to sponsor, I felt like I was going to become one of those cliche direct salesy people. I did not want to be like that. I did not want to feel like I was bothering people. I did not want anything to do with that. Okay? Recruiting is truly a mindset. If you are saying that you cannot sponsor, you're not going to sponsor. If you are telling yourself that you cannot sponsor, you're not going to sponsor. But if you tell yourself that you're going to sponsor and you're not going to give up and that you're going to do the darn thing, hey, Jen, guess what? You are going to sponsor. I'm telling you, it's all up here. It is all mindset. We need to stop thinking as sponsoring as a negative thing. Nothing changes if nothing changes. If you are stuck in that mindset of that I cannot recruit, you're not going to recruit. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. I want you to start telling yourself, I'm going to recruit. I'm going to do my 2 recruits a month. You'll hear leaders over and over saying doing the 2-2-2, like with follow-ups and stuff, recruiting 2 people, getting 2,000 PRV, following up every 2 months. That is the magic word. It's 2. 2. It's not a lot. It's not. When you are sharing something that you are truly passionate about. So, how do I recruit so much? It was kind of like an aha moment for me. I'm sorry, guys. I get super thirsty when I do this, and I'm just so excited. So, I started doing really well, and it was kind of like an aha moment for me. The more that I got into Scentsy, I went to World Tour. I started realizing by hearing people's stories that's kind of my magical moment that changed my career with Scentsy. I'm going to say career because this will be my career. My mindset is I will retire and I will do Scentsy full time. When I started hearing these stories from other leaders, they were saying that, oh, they earned the Mediterranean trips. I didn't even know that there was trips. Like, I only went to World Tour because someone dragged me there. I was trying to be a team player. But when I went, it was the thing that completely changed my mindset, because when I started hearing these people who were no different than me making $5,000, $2,000, $10,000, $30,000 a month, I was like, whoa, like, is this real life? What would that do for you? And they had teams. These people who were earning trips were teams. And that's my love language, is trips. Trips, hands down, if you know me, is my love language. And when I was seeing these people who were no different than me, I was listening to their stories, I was making friends with these people, and they were going on these trips, and I was just like, all right. I told myself that I was not gonna ever miss another trip. I left World Tour saying I will earn Mexico. That was the very first incentive that I ever went on. I was going to Cancun, I was going to Mexico, and you know what? I freaking did it. When I left World Tour, I was a certified consultant. Certified. It doesn't matter where you're at in your business. You can pick up that kid at any moment and you can give 120% and you will become whatever your mindset is. So I started looking and I was freaking myself out, and I'm going to talk about PRV in another video. They're 2 separate things, but I was worried about 500 PRV. How in the world am I going to do that to get leadership money? How in the world can I do that? Guys, my PRV now comes so natural that I get $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month just in PRV. Because when you're consistent in your business, your customers will become consistent. So I don't have to worry about that now, but there are ways that you can get PRV, make that happen, leadership money, but I will talk about that in a different video. The reason why I'm talking to you now is because of sponsoring. I want you all to start sponsoring your little hearts out, because I'm telling you, we are going to start popping up little directors here and there like flowers. You guys got the seeds. You guys are going to start blooming. And that's why I've already started making these director shirts, because you guys are getting so close. You guys are all like on the same path together. I've been watching you. And I know you want it. I got some hungry consultants under me right now. So I left World Tour and I said to myself, I am never going to miss one because it looked absolutely amazing. I watched the pictures of upper leadership. I was like, wow, Scentsy really did this for them. I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it. And I worked my little tail off. I started talking about Scentsy to everyone, to the point where I wasn't being salesy, but I was vomiting Scentsy to everyone. Ashley Mullen, she was my first director, and she will tell you she was my BFF. We worked together, and I talked about Scentsy I don't even know why she stayed friends with me, because I talked about Scentsy all the time. She did not join me right away. I talked about Scentsy all the time. It brought me joy. I was so happy. I was an introvert. And to be completely honest, I never thought that I would stand in a stadium full of people and speak, because I got scared. Scentsy has changed my life, and not only financially, but completely mentally has changed me. I like this version of me. Scentsy has made me a better version of myself. I love this company. I love the people who watch me. I love the people that I've become friends with. And I love watching how it's changing my friends' lives. So I can't wait for World Tour. I cannot wait either. Let me tell you, I'm just so excited. But back to this. Recruiting is a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. You have to start sharing the opportunity with everyone. I'm not talking about join my team. I'm talking about thinking to myself, who needs this? Who can use extra money? Who would be excellent at doing what I'm doing? Those are the things that you need to write down on a notebook. I want you to write, who needs this? I want you to write, who wants this? I want you to write, who would be great at this? And is that the only thing I wrote? Yes. And if you say to someone, join my team, shame on you. That's not what you want. It's not about you. It's not about you. You want someone to join your team because you are sharing an opportunity for them. It's all about them. It is not about you. Believe it or not, it's not about you. It is about them. So we need to be sharing the opportunity. Whenever you have a kit available to gift someone, think and look over this list. Who could use this? Who is really hard on times right now that really needs the blessing? Those are the people you need to be having conversations with. Send them a message. Say, you know what, Megan, I've been watching you. I just felt like I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't offer you this opportunity that has completely rocked my socks. Think about it. I have an opportunity for you to make money. No out-of-pocket cost. If you don't have a kit available, you can still offer them the same thing. Have them do a party and flip it. It is not that complicated. It isn't. When you have someone do a party, flip it. I've had people that I've had in my downline who absolutely did not want to flip someone, and I really had to give them a hard time about it, because that to me, it isn't about you. Yeah, does it sting a little bit that you have to give almost 1,000 PRV away? Yeah, but you're going to be making more money off of their numbers in the long run in just that one transaction, that one party. That one party is one, whereas you will get paid from your downline over and over and over again. And if that happens and you flip him and you're like, I've had this happen to me. Gosh, man, I'm not comfortable with this. My numbers, I flipped 2-3 people this month. Then you just need to work harder to get more parties, because not everybody's going to flip. Flipping is a game changer. Dawn is absolutely correct. That is the way to go. People are super scared to use the $99 kit to pay for it, I want to say, because you got a lot to lose. I know I talked myself out of joining a lot. I'm telling you, I talked myself out of it. My husband was like, Jen, just do something for yourself for once. Just get some free Scentsy, because I wanted all the things. All right, next. We are doing a disservice to so many when we don't offer this blessing, which I basically already said. We are. When we are not offering this blessing, we are doing so many a disservice, because this isn't about us, it's about them. And there's so many people who could benefit from this blessing. You got to remember that. Scentsy is a solution for so many problems. This is going to sound weird. Scentsy is a solution for so many problems. And what I mean by that is that we are a community. Some people are looking like April Pruitt. She just wanted to have more friendship and something to do. Some of us only join for the community. Some of us join, a lot of us join for the extra money. That's not why I joined. I didn't join for the community. I didn't join for the money. I joined because I wanted a discount. I was a hobbyist. I wanted a discount. Some people join for personal growth. They may need something to help them personally grow within themselves. And that is something that I did do that I didn't know I needed. Personal growth. Our job is to pay attention to the problems that people may be having right now, meaning looking at the Facebook, interacting with it, building relationships, being aware of what's going on out in the world. And it's our job to let them know that we are the solution to that problem, because whatever problem they're having, they will fall in one of those categories. You need to find what it is that they need. Pay attention and offer the solution. Because remember, it's not about us, it's about them. If you are cold messaging people, join my team, you will never grow. If you are asking people, join my team, you will never grow. Remember that. Sponsoring is sharing the opportunity. I'm going to say this over and over because truly that's what it is. You know what? I sponsor 2 to 3 people a month because I share how my life has changed. If you have known me since before Scentsy, my lifestyle is completely different. When I first moved, I'm late to the party, but I am here. Yay, Megan! So make sure you rewind and watch from the very beginning because I am going over some golden nuggets. I'm pouring into you guys because I know, I feel it in my bones that we are going to have an amazing year. I know it. All you guys showing up right now, we are going to have an amazing year. But the reason that I am sponsoring so many people right now is because I do share my journey. I share everything with the connections that I'm making with people. I'm sharing, come on. Okay, look at it this way. When you get a new pair of shoes or you found a piece of your collectibles, like for example, I shared yesterday my Rae Dunn thing that I'm super excited about. I'm sharing that, right? I'm sharing that where I got it, how excited it's making me. That is no different than you sharing what Scentsy has done for you and sharing the opportunity. Does that make sense? Why wouldn't we share the opportunity if it truly excites us, like we would if we went to a new store or if you went sightseeing somewhere? What about what Scentsy has let you do? What about going and getting your nails done or getting your hair? Because that's what Scentsy did for me. I didn't have 2 pennies to rub together when I moved to Myrtle Beach. I was working crazy hours. I was night shift. I was working 6-7 days straight. Do the math, have a day off, work another 6 days. I had no life. I felt like I was missing out on so much with my kids, and it was actually depressing. Scentsy has taken me off of night shift. I only work 3 days a week now. And it has completely blessed me in ways where we bought a new truck. I've been able to buy jewelry. I have been able to go places and do things and eat out and do all the things that I never was able to do before. And those who knew me and saw my growth are the ones who joined me at first. Ashley Mullins, Mandy Wiersbicky, some of my more older people that are been on the team a while, they knew me. They seen the change. They knew that it was possible. So it's our job to share our stories with them. Share with them what Scentsy's doing for you. Getting our hair done, we all know, is super crazy expensive. So I was getting my nails done and getting my hair done a month. That's what Scentsy was doing for me at first. And when I got my hair done, I had the bright, crazy fire engine red hair, and I spent hundreds of dollars getting it done. But guess what? Scentsy did that for me. And I made sure I shared that, like, look, if it wasn't for Scentsy and this blessing, I never would have been able to do this for myself. And it just started snowballing because I started learning that sharing was so important to show everyone what this business was capable of. Sponsoring is sharing the opportunity. It is the foundation of all recruiting. It is connecting. Bring back the red hair. I can't. After I got sick with COVID, my hair is so white that it's just, I just can't. I would love to. I looked really good with red hair and I just can't. This all is white. And it starts growing in right away. And this is all natural hair. My hair, when it grew back in white. So there's that. So I am now my old self. And it's okay. It's okay. So ways that we can do this. How can we start connecting with people and creating friendships? Now, Rana, she just hopped on here. She's a good example. I met her through a party group. I met her through a group, and that's what I was going to talk about next is Facebook groups. You connect with people through groups. Now, hers happened to be a different consultants group, no longer sold, and she wanted, I think you wanted the Cheshire Cat, I think is what you wanted. But anyways, my point is Facebook groups, being authentic to yourself. Some of us are in dog groups. Some of us are in tattoo groups. Some of us are in groups, Ray Dunn groups, or whatever it is that you may be in. Start connecting with people. Find groups that have other people outside of your friend zone and start authentically interacting. As the more you interact with someone, you're going to likely click add as friend. And then they're going to start seeing your Scentsy stuff if you are working consistently. Over time, when you build relationships and they feel comfortable with you, they will join your team. I promise you. Thinking about joining a Zumba class to connect with new people, do it. Do it. I'm in a Peloton group. There's people there that I've met that order from me because then you become friends and then they end up seeing your stuff. I mean, you have to continuously be networking. So that is probably the number one way to get new people. Making people want your job, making people want to do what you're doing. When you are showing them how fun you're having making these bring back my bar samples, and when you're getting a shipment in and you're going live and they can hear how excited it is that you got these new products and you're getting to sniff them. People are curious. Why is she so excited about that? I know that's what happened with me. I know that I started recruiting because I was so excited, authentically excited about everything that I did, things that I was earning, things that I was doing, that I think it made people curious as to why. But if you're never on your social media or in person, if you're never talking about Scentsy, if you're never showing how excited it makes you, why are they going to want to join your team? They're not going to want to. I'm not talking about vomiting Scentsy because that's not necessarily the way. You got to have a healthy balance. But if you don't ever talk about it, people aren't going to join your team. You have to attract people to your job. You have to make people want. I'm going to tell you how that was an aha moment for me is watching Chloe Cox. Watching Chloe Cox and watching her lifestyle and just watching how she just doing her thing. Doing her thing. I wanted to be her because I loved her lifestyle and I was curious and I wanted to be like her. So I started pushing. I sponsored so many that started with the conversation, hey, I've been watching you. People watch. People are nosy. People love to watch real stuff. You guys are afraid to get behind the camera and go live and do stories. So was I. But I will tell you, how many of us get on social media and just look at posts? We don't like it. We don't love it. We don't comment. How many of us get on TikTok and we just scroll and watch people for hours? And you go down the dark hole and then you realize that so much time has passed. You're like, oh crap. Because we are naturally nosy. We are naturally nosy and we want to know what's going on in other people's lives. So if you're not sharing things going on in your life, then it's going to be harder. So you need to try to make sure on your list that you started, put on there, start sharing things you love. They don't need to know everything about you. That's not what I'm saying. But I share my dogs. There are certain things that I have purposely, I make sure I share. The love for Rae Dunn. When I get a new piece or something, I'm super excited. I love Rae Dunn. And those of you going to World Tour are going to see, I love me some Rae Dunn because you guys are getting some Rae Dunn. I love it. And I share it. When people think of me, because I do go live and I share my stories, they think of me as the dog lover. They think of me as the Scentsy girl. And it used to be the Dunkin' Donuts. I've kind of gotten away with that. So those are the three things. So I would be, and Gnomes. Gnomes kind of took over my Dunkin' Donuts coffee. When people see Gnomes, guess what they think of me? I get tagged to so many things all the time because I'm creating that authentic relationship with these customers, with my friends, that I don't even know in real life, but because they've been watching me and watching things I do, they feel like they know me because I'm truly being a good person. So another thing I want you to write down on your piece of paper, I want you to write make it intentional to scroll before bed through your social media, and I want you not to like something. I want you to actually love it and to comment under somebody's post. If you see someone's grandchild's picture, be like, oh, she's absolutely adorable. And keep doing this and being consistent, and you're going to see the magic happen. It takes time, but when you are authentically being a good person, you're going to see things change. Okay, so everything you share or don't share sends a message. You got to remember this too. A lot of you guys share a lot of negative stuff. You got to make sure you are careful of what you are sharing because it does send a message, good or bad. You want to attract your audience because that audience is going to be your future teammates or customers. Everything that you do matters on what you are posting. It really does. My favorite way to start a conversation. So if you want to write this down. My favorite way to start a conversation when I am talking to someone, have you ever thought about doing what I'm doing? Because for one, I'm proud. I'm proud of what I do. Have you ever thought, I would not do that as a cold message. I would not do that to someone that I haven't been talking to or commenting on or interacting with, but someone who you see on Facebook a lot or they're liking on your stories a lot and you feel comfortable to say that. That's how I break the ice. Have you ever thought, plant that seed? Because a lot of them are probably going to be like, no, I never really thought. Or they're going to say, actually, I have thought, bing, 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 on your dream team list. So now, even though they may not join you, you're going to like, okay, I got your name here. So that way you do not forget. Because if you do not write their name down, I'm telling you right now, you will forget. I have forgotten people. I will actually scroll down my messenger back years and years ago because I don't delete anything just to see who I've had those conversations with. And that's how I got Jessica Carball. That is how I got her to join my team because at some point in our relationship, I messaged her about joining in something and we weren't even friends on Facebook and I didn't even realize this. We were not friends on Facebook and I still sent her and said, you know what, there's a join special this month. I know we've talked about it in the past. I was just seeing where you stand with that and she joined. And now she's a rock star. And we became friends. So that's another tip. Don't delete anything from your phone, your messages, nothing. Delete it because I like to go back and see what we've talked about. All right, I'm going to be wrapping this up a little bit. Oh, that was my next thing that I was going to talk about. Important to track conversations. It is so important. I like to see what kind of conversations I've had with people before. There was a couple of them that popped up recently that I was messaging them about a bingo party, and I realized that we've actually had joint conversations years ago. So now I'm re-putting them on my list. If you do not track your samples, you do not track your contacts, you do not track your conversation, you're going to miss tons of opportunity. Tons of it. So I don't delete things. I write them down, because if you do not track things, you will forget, and then you could possibly miss opportunities. All right, real quick. This is my meat and potatoes of my joint. I recruit nowadays by my Scentsy Club. Those of you who show me some hearts if you heard me say this before. Show me some hearts if you have heard my stories about the Scentsy Club and how I recruit through the Scentsy Club. And if you haven't, that's okay, because I don't know who's left on here right now. About 90% of my people that I sponsor recently, over the last probably year or two, have been people who club with me. My clubbers right now is about 48 clubbers, and that's low to me, because I'm constantly turning them over and giving them to my people who join. Like Rana, she just joined, so now her club went automatically over to her. So this is what I do. Get your pen and paper. You're going to want to write this down. When I notice that a club is about $100, because as you're sending them samples, as you're raving about different products that you love, as you're teaching them to shop through their club to save money, they can manipulate it each month, yada, yada. When they are spending about $100 a pop, you are doing your customer a disservice if you do not offer them to get paid to club. To get paid to club. Because it's kind of crazy if you think about it. If they're spending about $100 a month on cleaners, on sprays, all these things, if they're spending that, guess what? It happens in 12 months. They're going to get certified. 10 months, they'll get certified. That's how I hit annual sale or annual mentor every single year, because people are getting paid to club, and even though they may not be working their business like I'm working my business, they're still getting paid to club. They still get promoted to certified, and boom, boom. That's why I'm constantly working and talking about the Scentsy Club with you guys. Constantly. Because me personally, I have to continue to grow my Scentsy Club, because I recruit them. So I go down through. If I notice if somebody had a $100 club, I just had one that was $114 just come out, I'm going to go back and look and see what their last few was. And guess what? The one girl, she will not join. She will join one day, and she doesn't know it. But it's silly to not offer them the chance to get paid off of themselves. And you know what? They decide to fall off, and I gave up a mistake club to a whip box, and I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I use my Scentsy stuff. Yeah, so I would just hang on to it. You can always even gift it. But that girl, she will join. She just doesn't know it yet. I will work on her. It's silly. She spends every month about $100, and even if she never gets active, you still earn your annual mentor award. And if she falls off, guess what? That club's going to roll right back up under you, and you're going to get your customer back. So it's a win-win for you. It's a win-win. So that's what I do. Your host join kit, there is no reason why we are not sponsoring. Every time you have a catch-all party, if you have a $200 party, you can offer a discounted kit for $39. If you have a $500 catch-all party, there is no reason that you should not be recruiting, because you can flip that. Make that Frank list. That's what I call it. That dream team list is my Frank list. It's friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and kids acquaintances for like things like that, like dancing and stuff. Make that list. The reason why I use Frank is because it's easier to break down and help people come up with the names. Fill it out. Make sure you have that ready for you. So when you have a kit and you had someone that said that they just didn't have the money to join and you have a marked green, I mark mine green, you can say, hey, guess what? I have a kit unlocked. I'm going to give you first dibs. Always have something ready. Always have your list ready. So when you have a kit to gift, you can give it to them. And my main thing, what I'm going to end this with, is stop overcomplicating things. It is not that hard. Sponsoring is not hard. I used to think it was, but when I realized that sponsoring is a lifestyle, that's when things started becoming so easy for me. I usually have people coming to me. And because I am building relationships and I'm being very authentic, people send me people. Like, they're like, oh, I don't want to join, but I know this girl's been talking about it. I'm going to send her to you. People, when you treat your people well, they're going to come back and treat you well. Do you flip your catch-all parties too for the people who take? Yep. I flip anything. My catch-all parties, I just did it. We have a new young lady on our team, and I just flipped my catch-all party, gave her a kit, and she is hitting the ground running. I do. Whenever you flip your kit, all you have to do is change the host to them, and you can still collect on your rewards that's left. But I'd rather give up $59 worth of credit that I don't need to get a teammate, because that's what's going to make my paychecks bigger. One thing that Chloe Cox, I'm going to mention her again, that she used to tell me is you want to grow deep and wide. The more frontline that you have, the bigger your paychecks are going to be. Deep and wide. Just because you have your 3 people active to get you to your next rank, don't stop there, because they're not always going to be there. The people, this is what's told to me, the people who got you to director, the people who got you to lead consultant, the people who got you to your promotion will not be the people that keep you there. You have to grow. You have to continually do it, because people who start strong don't always stay strong. People who, things happen in their lives and people just slow down, or they have to drop off and come back. You have to keep growing, because it won't be the same people that you thought. And you know what the craziest part, and then I'm going to end this. The craziest part is the people who I thought would rock Scentsy socks or whatever are the people who aren't here anymore. The people who I really thought, oh, I don't know if I want to give this kid out to, or I don't know how they're going to do, I'm not really sure. They are my freaking rock stars. You just never know. You just never know. And one more thing before I end this. You can't choose who not to ask. And what I mean by that is that, I'm going to mention her again. April Pruitt. I'm going to just call her out. I'm going to call her as it is. I thought she was too good for Scentsy. I never asked her to join my team. This was an aha moment for me. And I knew she liked Scentsy, but she was just the perfect, beautiful cheerleader mom. I just never thought she would want anything to do with the direct sales, and boy, was I wrong. Little Miss, what do you want, baby? Nuh-uh, I'm on the live. Little Miss Mandy, where's Vicky? She is a director of mine as well. She wasn't at the time. She had just joined. She asked April to join her team, and April joined her team. She didn't even give her up a fight. She's like, yeah, I think I want to. She wanted it for community. She didn't want it for money. She didn't want it to go and make it to the top like I do now. She joined her team, and that was a smack in the face. I was like, my gosh, why didn't I ask her all these years? Because I thought she was too good to join Scentsy. I just didn't want to ask her. I was scared. She don't want nothing to do with Scentsy, and I told her that. I told her that that's what I thought that her answer would be, and she joined, and she is amazing, and she has a team of her own. Jen Tompkins that was on here, she's on her team. Desi that's on here, she's on her team. You have to ask everyone. You're absolutely right. You have to ask, because you do not know everything about them. Because I'm sure that there's a problem that Scentsy can fix, in that for April was community. She wanted to have the friendship. Okay, I'm going to end it as that. I hope you guys are pumped about sponsoring, because I know I am, and I'm going to go have some joint conversations with some people. Bingo parties, make sure you watch that, okay? Make sure you watch that video I posted. We are going to have our power hour next week. What week is this? No. It's in 2 weeks. We're going to have our power hour in 2 weeks. We're going to be doing a booking blitz together. And I really want to go over the bingo party. I got my chips. I don't have them in here. I'm super excited. And everybody seems to really be on board with things. So I just cannot see, I can't wait to see where this goes, because you guys are absolutely amazing. And those that I'm going to see at World Tour, I'm super excited to squeeze and hug you. And those that I will not see that are going to World Tours, I'm going to be sending you all the virtual love, but I have a package coming to you. I have not mailed them, but they're over there and it's coming because I'm so proud. This is the biggest turnout. I think we have 15, 16 people going this year, and that's the biggest that Wickless Scents has ever had. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys later.